So boys, I just wrapped up a chest session and I thought I'd come on and make today's video a bit of a special one because I just hit 120 kilogram for free on bench press for the first time ever. And every single week I'm just continually PBing. I'm gonna insert a clip. This is the clip today. It was decent form. Felt strong, and I've been going up. If you follow me on Instagram, if you watch my content, I have documented this entire journey. I've literally gone from 105 kilogram or whatever it was to 120 kg now for reps. I'm in uncharted territory and I'm just consistently PBing. If you follow me and you see my stories every single Monday or Tuesday, I post this week in, week out, and I just keep increasing it. And I keep getting people asking me, how are you doing it? How do you keep getting stronger? And that's exactly what today's video is going to be about. Today, I'm pretty much going to walk you through exactly how I managed to increase my bench. But also, before I do that, I want you to go and look at my channel and go and look at one of my most popular videos. I think it's got around 2,000 views. And it's first off, well, the first most popular one actually was how I basically went from 60 to 100 kilogram bench when I first started years ago. But then one of the other most popular ones is pretty much how I plan on going from 100 to 140 kg bench in 6 months. Now that timeline got slightly delayed because I went on a bit of a dieting phase for the first half of the year. So that timeline's a little bit skewed. However, I predicted all of this and I basically outlined my exact plan. So if you want pretty much the old version of exactly how I did that in a little bit more detail, go and watch that after this. But I will give you the skinny and tell you exactly how I'm getting stronger every single week, because it's in a way that many people do not train, and a way that will basically give you the cheat code on how to increase your bench every single week, okay? Cool. So first off, step 0 is you have to get lean, okay? You must be lean. Now this will not work if you are not lean. Why? Because you need to enter a calorie surplus. And if you enter a calorie surplus and you start lifting and eating quite a lot, you're gonna gain some fat. And if you're already fat, this is not gonna work. So step 0, get lean, get sub 10% body fat. Now, if you don't know what percentage body fat you are, I want you to go look in the mirror right now. Do this, have a look at yourself. Can you see your abs? If you can't, cut. If you can, go on Google and then type in body fat percentage comparison calculator, whatever, find out where you are. And if you're not below 10%, go get there now. It doesn't matter if we're going into Christmas and it's the winter, doesn't matter. Your physique can't tell what month it is. You just get it done and you get lean as quick as possible so you can move on to step 1, okay? That's step 0. Now, step 1, you then reverse out from the dieting phase into a caloric surplus. Now, the reversal is very, very key. The reason why is because if you've dieted properly and you've got very lean, your hunger hormones and your overall hormonal balance is gonna be all fucking out of whack. And as a result, you're gonna be very hungry, which means you can eat a lot of food, which is good. It means you can train hard and you can grow a lot of muscle with a low amount of calories. However, it means there's also a high potential to overeat and gain a lot of fat. This is why really you kind of need a coach to navigate through this. Not just plugging myself, but it's very, very difficult if you don't have someone to hold you accountable. You need to make sure that you go from the diet phase into the gaining phase smoothly. You don't just go from a 2,000 calorie low to 3,000 calories. You incrementally go 2.2, 2.4, 2.6, and you make sure that weight gain is capped at 0.6 kilogram. Now, your goal every single week with every single lift is to increase them as much as possible. You're trying to get as strong as possible, as quick as possible, with correct form and accuracy. The last point I just said there is so important, with correct form and accuracy. Anyone can chuck on a load of weight and look big and feel very strong just because they're lifting loads of weight, but at the end of the day, you will hit a wall and you will probably injure yourself if you are just doing it to put on weight. Now, with the bench press specifically, this is very easy to do because at the end of the day, we just want to move the weight from A to B. But if you want to go far and you want to get really strong and you want to push for 140 kilogram bench, or perhaps you're taller than me and you're athletically gifted and you want to push for 180 kilogram bench, then you need to make sure that your form is in the right place, because this only works if your form and your foundation is correct, okay? Make sure that's done first. Make sure you understand the basics of leg drive, bracing, making sure that essentially you're retracting your scapula, making sure that the grip suits you. I personally go for a much narrower grip compared to the wide grip, so finding out what works best for you, reviewing your form clips, and making sure that you're not just bringing the bar down, you're nice and controlled, because as a result, that's going to grow your chest, which is going to in turn allow you to lift much heavier weights. That's essentially what you need to do, okay? You need to make sure that your diet is primed, you're in the right position to actually gain some muscle, to gain some size, and then you need to make sure that you're tracking all your lifts and you're getting stronger every single week. You don't make the mistake of just tracking your weight gain and assuming that means you're growing muscle. No, your lifts are the indicator of you growing muscle, assuming your form is correct and you're reviewing that every single week. Okay, cool. Now let's get hyper specific. So you want to increase your bench. That's why you clicked on this video. You want to know exactly how I did it. So I actually only bench once per week. My exact split is this: push, pull, legs, rest, push and arms, then posterior chain, essentially back, hamstring, calves, glutes. Right. On the push and arms day, the second one, that's very shoulder focused. There's a little bit of chest work, but not really anything crazy. On the first push day, I do my bench. So every single Monday, okay? 7 days between each benching session. Now, I pretty much start the movement, start the exercise with some warm-ups, some rotator cuff exercises just for overall mobility, and some chest flies just to get a little bit more activation. So I'm actually targeting the chest rather than the front delts, but I'll always start with bench press. Now, that's because my goal is to increase the bench. It does not make sense to do incline first or do pec deck first. If you're wanting to grow your chest, it probably does make sense to do that. I want to grow my bench. My chest is already big. So this is exactly what I did. I prioritized it first. And I only did it once per week. I'll tell you the caveat behind that. You can do twice per week, but I did once. Reason why is I push it pretty fucking hard. And I don't think twice per week would do the trick for me, personally. But once per week. Now what I do is 2 sets. The first set is the heavy set. This is the ego lifting one. This is the one where we're essentially trying to increase our weight every single week. And really, I'm looking for 6 to 8 reps here. 6 to 10 on the upper end, but really I want to be lower. And there will be times when this is actually 4, you know what, I'm going to say this, 4 to 7, okay? In the first week, I essentially think you should basically find out exactly where you're at, what is going to be the right weight for you with the correct form. You review your form, you make sure you're not sacrificing it, and you find out your top set for 4 to 7 reps. Let's say you get 5 reps and it's 100 kilogram. Okay, cool. So 100 kilogram for 5 is your top set with perfect, accurate form. You write that down, you track that, you use an app, you have notes, whatever it is, logbook, you have that. 100 kg for 5, top set, perfect form. You give it a tick if it's perfect form. If it's not, you write like a little squiggle. Then, back off set, 10 to 12 reps, okay? If you did 100 kg for 5, it doesn't take a genius to work out that if you did 90 kilogram, you'd probably get 10. And now you're really trying to focus on your form here and just trying to get stronger in the movement. And this is obviously going to help next week. Now here's the trick, okay? Now you understand that. That's step 3. Step 4 is progression. Now, you could do this twice per week. You could train twice per week and you could essentially do another bench session. I haven't tested it. Personally, I do 5 sessions per week, and if I added another bench session, it would kind of fuck me up, to be honest with you. Like, prior to doing push and arms, I'm doing a big leg day that's quad focus. That involves hack squat, leg press, split squats. That writes me off for a day, let alone 2. So realistically, no benching is going down. Once a week is enough for me. And I make progress every single week because I prioritize my rest. I also make sure I get a lot of sleep. I then basically every single week increase the weight without fail. I don't increase the reps. So if I got 100 for 5, I'm not trying to aim for 100 for 7. I'm trying to aim for 102.5 for maximum, whatever. And more often than not, you will find that you will get 102.5 for 5. And you do it again, the following week you get 105 for 5. And the way this works is actually really simple. It's basic mathematics. Do 100 kg times 5. It's a total volume of 500 kilogram, correct? Okay, now do 102.5 times 5. It's 500 times 5 times 2.5. Okay, so 12.5 is 512.5 kilogram of volume. So I've increased the total volume by 12.5 kilogram over the course of 1 week. But I've increased the bench, right, by 2. I was benching 100 kg, now I'm benching 102.5. Now, if you were to do 100 kg for 6, that would be 600 kilogram. Do you see what I'm saying? It's much more volume. So it's actually harder for you to increase one rep than it is to actually increase the weight. So if you're trying to get stronger and you're trying to increase more weight, and you're trying to race for 140, 180 kg bench, micro load. Jordan Peters always talks about this. Add weight without thinking, just a little bit of weight. And keep doing it every single week, 2.5 kilograms. Then, when you cannot add more, when that 2.5, you reach that plateau, add 1.25. And then if you go to a very good gym, like I do, because I'm fortunate, Legacy Muscle Universe, add 0.5 or 0.25. And you keep doing this and you just keep focusing, getting stronger and stronger each session. You do not even fathom the idea or the prospect of going to the gym and doing the same thing. You get stronger every single week without fail. And you pay attention to your results, your diet, and you make sure that you are consistently increasing your food in correlation to your performance. Now, it doesn't just have to be the bench press. If your bench press isn't going up, that doesn't need to be the telltale sign that food needs to go up. If for whatever reason all your other lifts are stagnating, you should be increasing your food in the background by around 50 grams of carbohydrate. You're not trying to increase it by a bunch of stupid calories. You're trying to add more carbohydrate to fuel more performance, which is going to allow you to lift more weight and in turn increase your bench press. This should be happening in the background. That's how you're going to progress the bench. And that's exactly what I've done. I think it was 2 weeks. So bear in mind, my all-time bench press max was like 110 kilogram. When I started taking this seriously, I was doing like 105 kg for free. Then the next week I did 107.5 for like 5. Then the next week I did 110 for free. Next week I did 110 for 6, I think. And then the next week 112.5 for 5. Point is, we're at 120 for free today. Okay, I did 120 for 2 last week. So I kind of tried to do 120 for free today just to solidify it. Like I said, I want to be doing 4 to 6. So I think we might actually come down. Nah, fuck it, we won't come down. But what we'll do is push food and we'll go for 120 again. We're going to try and just tackle 120, get clean 6. Maybe come down to 117.5, take 6 there. And then I think for me, I've noticed I've been at this kind of weight for a while. We'll try and get 6 reps and we just increase food. I think a big food increase is coming because I'm sitting at 78 kilogram of weight at 5'8", 172 centimeters for a while now. And I think once we get that big increase in weight, we should get 125 for 6 soon enough. And once we do that, I have enough fuel in the tank to basically go for 140 for 1. And then I retire from the game. No more fucking benching. I go back to my optimal chest exercises. And that's exactly how I plan on getting to 140 kilogram, how I've done so far. And if you want any sort of proof or credentials, or you believe me, I would like you to go to my Instagram, little light plug. Follow me below. Go to the bulking highlight. You'll have to go through a bunch of client highlights because we just get sick fucking results. Feel free to have a look at them as well and apply in a link in bio to be coached by yours truly. You know, look at these fucking arms. We don't really mess about. And then you will find a bulking highlight. In that bulking highlight, I have documented every single bench press that I have done on this journey. So you can watch it and you can see me doing it in real time. And that way you can basically take everything I'm saying for face value and believe it's all true and implement it into your daily training so you can increase your bench. Because after all, as men, what do we want to do in life? We want to bench 140 kg. We want to bench 3 plates because we're in a society now where a lot of people chat shit. And I think a lot of problems can be simply solved by just saying, listen, mate, what do you bench? Oh, not 140. Shut the fuck up. And if you do that, you kind of win. That's the way I think. Benching is key. Benching is very important. So make sure you're increasing your bench. Make sure you're implementing the tips here. No one really makes these videos and tells you exactly how to do it. But fortunately, I know what people want. I know what my clients want. Everyone wants a big bench press. Everyone wants massive arms, massive chest. Everyone wants to be shredded. That's why I make these videos. And that's why I'm doing it every single day, because the truth is I have a lot of knowledge to provide. And if I don't end up doing them quickly, I'll forget. I'm learning too quick. So I need to just consistently get these videos out. So if you do like this content and you do enjoy it and you want to support your boy, then feel free to like and subscribe, because every single day there will be a new video coming out, and every single week there'll be a new vlog coming out showcasing my lifestyle. For those of you who don't know, I live in Koh Samui in Thailand. I'm currently building one of the best coaching businesses in the UK. Mark my words, the transformations that are about to come out in the next few weeks are going to be very exciting, but that's for another video. Today's video was how to increase your bench, how I've increased my bench, so you can do the same. Now I'm running late, I need to go fix my bike. I will catch you on the next one. All the best.